You just got paid. Cash. Felt normal. Looked normal. You spend it at a grocery store. The cashier holds one note up to the light. Pauses. Then looks at you. That note is fake. You didn't know. You had no idea. But it doesn't matter. The loss is yours now. The bank won't replace it. The government won't compensate you. The person who handed it to you is long gone. You just absorbed a crime you had no part in committing. Now here's what nobody tells you next. The fake note in your hand didn't come from some amateur with a printer in his basement. It came from a system. A sophisticated, well-funded, sometimes government-backed system that has been quietly operating for longer than most people realize. And the reason it still works today has nothing to do with technology. It has everything to do with who benefits from letting it continue. Let's start at the top. Because counterfeiting currency is not just a street crime. At its most dangerous, it is a weapon of war. In the 1980s, near-perfect counterfeit $100 bills started appearing in global circulation. These weren't rough fakes. They were extraordinary, printed on the correct cotton and linen paper blend, the right ink composition, accurate security threads embedded in exactly the right position, so convincing that they passed through bank counting machines undetected for years. The U.S. Secret Service launched one of the longest investigations in its history. The trail led to Pyongyang, North Korea, a government, printing another government's currency, deliberately, systematically. For decades, these notes became known as superdollars. And the operation wasn't just about money. It was about damage. Flood global markets with perfect fake dollars. Quietly erode confidence in American currency. Apply economic pressure without firing a single shot. This was not crime. This was economic warfare disguised as paper. And North Korea was not alone. During the Cold War, intelligence agencies on multiple sides used counterfeit currency as a destabilization tool. The Nazis did it to Britain during World War II in an operation so large it nearly collapsed the British pound. Iran has been accused of flooding regional markets with fake dollars. And declassified documents have raised uncomfortable questions about CIA involvement in currency operations targeting hostile governments. When a government does it, it doesn't appear in a crime report. It gets filed as a classified operation and buried for decades. But here is where ordinary people get pulled in. State-level counterfeiting creates a flood of high-quality fake notes that eventually trickle into everyday circulation. Street-level criminals gain access to better templates. Printing techniques spread, and the fakes that reach your neighborhood market, your taxi driver, your small business, those are downstream from something much larger. The quality improves with every generation, and the burden of loss always travels in the same direction. Down, not to banks. Banks have detection equipment, trained staff, and write-off procedures that absorb the damage quietly. Not to governments. They simply pull suspect notes from circulation and issue replacements. The loss lands on the market trader who accepted a fake note at the end of a long day. The small shop owner. The person who got paid in cash and trusted it because it felt real. The people with the least protection absorb the most damage. Every single time. So why hasn't it been solved? The technology exists. Watermarks. Color-shifting ink. Microprinting. Holograms. Embedded security threads. Serial number tracking. Every few years, a new generation of currency launches with more sophisticated protection features. Governments announce it as a breakthrough. And within a few years, the counterfeiters catch up. Because the moment a new note enters circulation, it becomes a puzzle. And there are state-funded laboratories with unlimited budgets and clear political motivation to solve that puzzle as fast as possible. The arms race never ends. New security feature. New workaround. New security feature. New workaround. And every cycle, ordinary people are left using currency they cannot fully verify, in a system that was never truly designed to protect them from the consequences of failure. The next time someone hands you cash, look at it. Not because you're paranoid, but because somewhere between a government printing room and your hand, that note may have traveled through a system designed by people with far more power, far more resources, and far more protection than you will ever have. And if it turns out to be fake, only one person in that entire chain will pay the price. You already know who that is.